All right, today we're talking about why daily movement matters so much more than you think. A lot of people think their exercise health benefits and all that comes from exercise alone, but what you do the other 23 hours of the day matters massively more. Now, you can train hard for 45 minutes, 60 minutes, but you can undo a lot of those benefits by sitting on your butt all day. This is why daily movement arguably is one of the most underrated tools for health, longevity, and yes, fat loss. Now, one thing we will touch on here is movement is important. It is very powerful, but it does not replace strength training and the benefits you get from strength training or intentional various levels of cardiovascular conditioning and the benefit that you get from those. So when we look at movement versus exercise, right? Exercise is planned training, lifting, running, cycling, going to classes. Movement is everything else. Like if I were to get up from this chair and go use the bathroom, go grab some water, walk up the stairs, do some chores, standing, grocery shopping, carrying stuff around, yard work, pacing around on phone calls, that's all movement. So when working with clients, yes, we're focused on their exercise, but one of the biggest things that I always track is, hey, do you know how many steps you're getting in a day outside of exercise? Because a lot of people do the exercise part, but they live very sedentary lifestyles otherwise, right? If you have somebody who works out 4 days a week but sits 10 hours a day compared to somebody who lifts 4 days a week or even 3 days a week, but they also get 10,000 steps a day, these are two very different health profiles. And your daily movement's going to matter tremendously for health and longevity because one, it leads to better blood sugar control. Muscles act like sponges for glucose when you move, and even short walks after meals can help with digestion, and blood sugar management. Daily movement helps with better circulation, helps with blood flow, energy, recovery, all the good things that sitting too long, your body slows down. I mean, this is why when you go on a long flight, they recommend, wear compression socks so you don't get a blood clot on the flight and get up, move your feet, squeeze your calves, do all this stuff. Well, yeah, it's important. Daily movement helps with joint health. This is a conversation I have a lot when people are like, oh my God, I'm so sore. I just want to lay around. I'm like, I get it, but get up and get some movement because it helps lubricate your joints. It's going to help reduce stiffness if you are making it a normal part of your life. Like, of course, if you're used to sitting and laying around all day, you're going to be like, man, I went for a walk and I feel stiff. Well, you have to make it part of your life and then you won't. Brain health and mood. It's known that movement boosts alertness, reduces stress, and improves your mood. Often, but not to be replaced by, often better than a cup of coffee. But I'm not giving up coffee anytime for a walk. I'll do both. Independence later in life. We talk a lot about this. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to think about it. But how you are able to move now will help preserve the ability to move later. So, something that a lot of people are after, fat loss. Daily movement helps tremendously with fat loss. It increases your calorie output. And if you know me well enough, you know that I'm not a fan of saying, well, how many calories did you burn? How many calories did you burn? Let's burn more. Let's burn more. But it is a fact that someone who gets 10,000 steps a day is burning significantly more calories than someone who gets 2,000 steps a day. It's also known that just low-key, low-intensity movement throughout the day doesn't spike hunger hormones as aggressively as intense exercise can for some people. And it's repeatable and very sustainable. Now, steps alone is great. Getting more movement is great. But what getting more steps won't do is it will not build much muscle unless you are going from not doing anything at all and sitting on your butt all day. Then you may get some leg muscle out of it, but let's not overstate that. It will not improve your heart fitness, so your VO2 max, your cardiovascular fitness, will not get improved just from leisurely movement throughout the day. And steps alone, all the steps in the world, won't overcome how easy it is to eat more calories. So movement and walking, super important, but it's also not something where it's like, oh, just get more steps and you don't have to lift weights, or you don't have to challenge your heart and lungs with purposeful cardio once in a while. With that, the trends like, well, what if I wear a walking vest or a weighted vest while I walk? Great. It'll get your heart rate up a little bit more. It loads your bone structure a little bit, but it's nowhere near and does not even come close to replacing strength training and the benefits you get from strength training for muscle, bone density, metabolism, long-term metabolic rate, and just overall resilience. Same thing with cardio. Cardio is needed to challenge your heart and lungs in a way that casual walking just can't do. So lift your weights, do your purposeful cardio, and get your steps. And this is where I'm sure I'm going to get some pushback, and people say, well, Mike, something's better than nothing, and da-da-da. Yes, 100%, and everyone's got to start somewhere, but you should be doing all three of those if you want to optimize your health and, based on all the literature, all the science, be the most independent, optimized version of yourself. So movement is a foundation, but it's not everything. It's not an end-all, be-all. All right, get out the checklists, action steps. Here's what you can do if you need to get more movement throughout the day. Do a little bit of habit linking. What's something you do every day? You eat lunch. Can you get in a 5-minute walk after lunch? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Walk while you're on the phone. If you're someone who's taking phone calls, you're on the phone a lot, get up and pace around. The old park further away and walk, it does work. Take the stairs. You know, if you can, take the stairs. Don't take escalators and elevators. And get up and stand every 30 to 60 minutes. I mean, I've got my Oura Ring and my Apple Watch. Both will tell me, time to stand up, time to get off your butt. Stand up, walk for 2 minutes, stretch, refill your water, use the bathroom at the office, whatever it is. Just break up sitting every hour. Create those anchor habits. Can I get a morning walk in? Can I do an after lunch walk, after dinner walk? Can I walk while my kids are at practice? I'm all for watching your kids at their games, at their events. Of course, I want you to be a present parent, but do we need to sit around and watch practice? I mean, some of it, sure, but can you get a 20-minute walk in, 10-minute walk in? Just go for a walk. Coach has got the kids. You're good. Use a step target wisely, right? Don't say, well, I heard 10,000 steps is the goal, so I'm going to get 10,000. Look at what you're currently getting. Build up from there. Do 10 to 20% more and build off of that. So don't go crazy with it, because then, yeah, you're going to get some overuse stuff. Your feet, you might hurt your arches, your calves, your knees, your joints if you're very sedentary. So start small, get your average, build it. Make the weekends count. That's a time where a lot of us tend to sit around a little bit more. So get your hikes in if the weather's nice. Do your yard work, family outings, go on a long walk before the kids are even awake. That's one of my favorite things to do on Saturday and or Sunday mornings is get up, do a little bit of work, have some coffee, and then go for a nice 30, 40-minute walk before the girls are even awake. So you're not missing out on anything. You're just moving your body and getting your weekend started right. So look, exercise matters, weightlifting matters, cardio matters, but daily movement matters a lot. You don't need to become a hardcore endurance athlete and say, well, I need to get 20,000 steps a day from running. This should be movement outside of your purposeful cardio. You don't need to start large, right? So if you are at a low step count, if you are not getting a lot of movement right now, start slow, build up from it. That being said, you also should be focused on lifting weights and doing purposeful cardio, but moving like a human is important as well. So this is something I track, almost as diligently with clients as their nutrition and their training. And if their goal revolves around losing weight, then yes, we track their weight. But steps is a huge game changer. And if you're not getting close to 10,000 a day, that may be an area for you to improve on. So check those boxes, see what you're doing, build movement into your existing routines, break up sitting every 30 to 60 minutes, create your anchor habits, use a step target wisely, and make your weekends count. Get those steps up, get moving.